And so, hello then, welcome back to another Night of the Movies podcast. I'm Spike Knight, and in these podcasts, I love talking on things, movies and TV, and whatever I want, whenever I want. And in today's podcast, I am reviewing Last Breath. So, let's get into it, shall we? Last Breath is his new film, well, relatively new film. It came out about a week or so ago now. It's his new film directed by Alex Parkinson and starring Finn Cole, which many people might know from Peaky Blinders, Simu Liu, who many people might know as Shang-Chi, and Woody Harrelson, who has been in plenty of stuff in his time. Just this morning, I was watching him in Cheers, and he's an Oscar-nominated actor now. He's been in loads. And this film is apparently... this is what it says at the start of the film. It says in the opening credits of the movie, this film is based on a true story, and it's also based on a documentary about the true story that happened. Now, for full honesty, I haven't seen the documentary that this film is based on, so I don't know if the documentary is any better, and I didn't really know anything about the true story. I didn't know anything about the true story at all, so this was completely new to me, and I didn't even know it was based on a true story until I was sat in the cinema on Saturday night and the film was starting. I did not have a clue it was based on a true story. And I wasn't initially going to watch this film. I had no plan to, because I'd seen the trailers when I was in the cinema over the past couple of weeks. When I've gone to cinema over the past couple of weeks and seen a movie at the cinema, I kept seeing the trailer for this film, and it didn't grab me. It didn't look that good. The trailers made this film look kind of generic. Like, the dialogue in the trailers was, I go back to that word, generic, and so much of the film in the trailers looked predictable, so it didn't grab my interest. So you may be sitting there wondering, why then? Why did you go and watch this film at the cinema? And that's a very good question, and the simple answer is my mate wanted to go and see a film with me at the cinema, and they didn't want to go and see the Snow White remake, so instead I said, why don't we watch this film? You know, it's about 90 minutes long. It could be good, it could be bad, but at least we're not going to waste our time at least we're not going to waste loads of our time if the film isn't for us. But I went into the film with an open mind. Even though I wasn't expecting much and I didn't think the trailers were anything special, I went into the film with an open mind when I saw it on a Saturday. And the Google plot synopsis of the film goes as follows. This film tells the true story of seasoned deep-sea divers who battle the raging element to rescue a crewmate who's trapped hundreds of feet below the ocean's surface. And that's pretty much all you need to know about the film before seeing it. And honestly, as I say in the title of this podcast today, this film was surprisingly great. It was really solid, and I did not expect much from it, but I was into the film from the get-go up until the very end. I was completely taken with it, and again, I did not expect. A lot of the film isn't anything you haven't probably seen before. A lot of the dialogue is generic dialogue, and parts of the film I do think could have been done better. But for what it is, I think it works really well. And I'll tell you why it works really well. It's all killer and no filler. It's about 90 minutes long, and it gets to the point, and it sticks on its point, and then by the end of the film, you feel like you've been on this journey with these characters. And I like a good 90-minute film that manages to do that. I thought the film felt true to its story. Again, I don't know what the true story of the film... I didn't know anything about the true story of the film before I saw it, so I don't know how true it is to the true story, you know? But it felt true to the true story that it was based on. And I thought that it felt true to the profession that it was portraying. I've got to admit, that is one of my worst fears. You know, the thing that the film is based on, and the thing that the characters do in the movie, the job that the characters do, that is my worst fear. Being trapped hundreds of feet underwater and nobody knowing you're there, and the possibility of you dying and being cut off just like that. It's one of my deepest, darkest fears. And so I was watching the film, and that did add an element to the film. that did add an element of fear, like, oh my god, imagine if I was in this situation. And I thought the film, like I said already, felt true to the profession. I thought that the performances were all authentic. I didn't feel like I was watching these actors play characters. And I've seen these actors, the main three actors, in other things. Like I said already, so I've seen Finn Cole in Peaky Blinders. I've seen Simu Liu in Shang-Chi, and I've seen Woody Harrelson in plenty of stuff in the past. But I never felt like I was watching these actors. I just felt like I was watching the characters they were portraying. And that sounds like quite a small thing, but actually I consider it to be a big thing, because I spoke about this when I was reviewing Black Bag about a week ago now. You know, I said in my review of that film that I felt like I was just watching actors play characters, but I didn't feel that with this movie, and I really liked that. And I thought the film was suspenseful, and I was completely taken by it. Sure, it could have been better, and I did read a review that said that it lacks depth, and perhaps it does. Perhaps, maybe it would have been better if we got more of an introduction to these characters, but I think for what it is, it works really well. And I'm very surprised to say that, because I was not expecting much. I was expecting to be quite unengaged by this film, but I was engaged in it from start to finish. I think it's definitely worth a watch, and if you don't get a chance to see it in the cinema, check it out on streaming, because I think it's a suspenseful 90 minutes that you won't forget, and will leave you with, it'll leave you with an impact. Maybe not a huge impact, but enough of an impact to make for worthwhile watch. And so, all in all, I'm going to say that Last Breath, I'm going to say that it's a 7.5. Actually, you know what? I'm feeling generous today. I don't know why I'm feeling generous, but I am feeling generous. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. There isn't much I would change about this film. I'm actually kind of surprised he's been getting some sniffy reviews. I don't really get why he's been getting sniffy reviews. Maybe if I watched the documentary, I would feel differently about this film. Maybe I'd say the documentary is better, but I haven't seen the documentary that this film is based on, so I don't know. But I really I was taken by it, and I did get emotionally engaged in the film. I've seen some people online say they didn't get emotionally engaged by it. I did. I cared about what was going to happen to these characters. When they were in peril, I was scared for them, and that's what you want from a film like this. So yeah, I thought it worked, and I thought it worked really, really well. God, I'm actually I'm thinking about watching it again when it comes out on streaming, and when it comes out on DVD or streaming, and I did not expect to think about that. I thought it was going to be a film which I saw, didn't really think much about, and then that would be it. But no, I've thought quite a bit about it since I saw it on Saturday, which granted was only about 48 hours ago, but still, 48 hours ago as I'm recording this review today, but still, I don't always feel that about a movie which I just enjoy. Whilst this film, I have been thinking about it quite a bit since I saw it. So, there we go. Yeah, I thought this was a surprisingly great film, and that's why I'm going to say once more that Last Breath is an 8 out of 10 from me. Anyway guys, that's it for today's podcast. If you have seen Last Breath, please let me know your thoughts on it in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching or listening to this podcast, and if you haven't yet, please do click down below and like and subscribe on this video, and look forward to many more videos and many more podcasts coming very, very soon on this channel. As I've already said, thank you so much for watching or listening to this podcast, and I will see you guys again soon, but bye for now. Bye.